Welcome, welcome, and welcome. Here is a tutorial for creating a complete race. All the mechanics needed, extras, bells, whistles, you name it, it's got most of it. A few people have asked how to do it, so I'm going to do a tutorial, a full step-by-step tutorial. This is my map that I published. And it's great fun. We have excellent fun. Saturday nights we go racing. When we do custom matches, we do some other stuff live stream. So if you want to come along and try out the track, come to the stream on Saturday, or go punch in the number and have a look yourself. But this is for 12 people. I will include everything that I've done in this map, and you'll see a list of stuff that I've done or that I'm going to do in the tutorial on screen. And without further ado, what we need to start with is to create a new island. So let's go in, and we need new island, and I'm going to use Wasteland Island, a flat sandy desert island. Okay, and I'm just going to call it car tutorial. Okay, and done. So the first thing we need to do in this tutorial is creating a spawn area. So I'm going to show you how to do that now. So what I'm going to do is go get my favorite bits, and I always use indestructible gallery. I don't know why I like it for this. This is going to be the floor, and that is all you really need for this stage. Also, we are going to need a barrier device, one of the new ones. Let's put that in one. Okay, sorry, I got this equipped from a previous session. So that's what we're going to need, these two pieces, not this one. Okay, so what we do is this. We go 3, and what we need to make sure is that we're not too high up, and we need to be set to build to prop on. Okay, I would do grid snap 4. Okay, do 1, and then just drop down 2. You can get creative with yours, and what I normally do is this. Okay, so I delete the middle one. Okay, just for making it easier to see. Equip your barrier. Okay, and drop it right there. Alright. If you go to custom options, modified options, this is all you need. Okay, and we're done. So the reason I said leave all is it stops you even when you're in creative. You have to fly through it, so it's really cool. Okay, now to remove or get this out of your way, I would suggest doing something like placing it underneath, because you know you're going to be walking over it all the time and it can be a bit of a pain. So I will do that quickly. Okay, so now that's placed underneath, you'll see a glow, which doesn't matter. We got it in the right position. I mean, you can adjust it if you want, but at the end of the day, now all we need is to turn it invisible. Okay, done. So it's invisible, and you can see the track. Okay, so we're going to put the cars somewhere down there. Right, okay, so our next thing we need to do is we need to do game settings, because as you can see it's getting dark already. So I'm going to go through every single game setting you need to change. Voice chat, I suggest you turn this to all. Oh, by the way, I have got a spreadsheet with every single setting in it, so I'll be referring to that and also make that available to people at the end of the whole tutorial series. For this demonstration, I'm just going to have 4 players. I don't want to do full 16. The spreadsheet again has settings for all 16. Okay, so the maximum amount of cars you can have is 16. Teams, we want free for all. Team size, we need one per team. This needs to be left. Spawn is going to be normal infinite. Match make, where are we? Sorry, game settings. Sorry. Oh, for some strange reason the matchmaking settings have gone. Great. Okay, this is since the update yesterday, 16.40. So anyway, we'll skip that part. I don't know why they've done that. Default class identifier. Okay, all right. Which is there? None. Okay. Spawn limit infinite. After last spawn, go to spectator. Which doesn't really matter because we set it as infinite. Total rounds we want set to 3. I think is a good number. You can set it to as many as you like. Team rotation, make sure this is disabled, otherwise it will break your race map. End game on match point win, no. Leave this. Time limit, none. Fastest time win, disabled. Don't need that yet. We don't need that at this point. I will figure out lap stuff with the new team manager, but for now just leave this as disabled. All teams must finish, no. Most round wins, no. We want most score wins. Leave all this stuff, okay. Join in progress, spectate. Spawn pad locations, respawn type individual, post game island start sleeve, auto start is off. I get rid of countdown, game start countdown. If you do your do matchmaking, I would set this to, I set mine to 60 because I have one of the changing booths in mind. Okay, but for the tutorial we're just going to leave this as off. Okay. Okay, vehicle trick score multiplier. Turn this down to 0.0. We're not using tricks with cars, but it's maybe you want to use different vehicles and you don't want trick score. Okay. Keep players, build structures off, allow out of bounds off. You don't want people going out of bounds. Spectate other teams. Just check my use. I think I said yes. Spectate other teams, yes, so that people when they're joining they can spectate. Elimination, no. Assist score, no. Allow friendly fire, don't need to change any of this. Okay. Settings, time of day. Whilst you are doing your map, I set this to 2 o'clock. Okay, you can mess around with all this, it's entirely up to you. I don't bother for this tutorial. Max health doesn't really matter. Infinite ammo off. Infinite resources off. You need to change that. Obviously, you don't want people building in your map. Allow building. None. Allowed to edit. Default. Building can destroy environment. No. Environment damage. You want that off. Structure damage. You want that none. Okay. Then you want PvP off. The start with pickaxe, no, we don't need pickaxe, depending on what game mode you're doing, but if for a race you don't need pickaxe and it's good not to have one. Eliminated players items, depends on what you're going to be doing. Maybe you're doing game mode which includes guns and racing, so you need to decide whether you're going to keep delete, when I always leave on delete for racing, but it doesn't really matter because we're not giving them any items. Allow item drop. There's no items in the game, so it doesn't matter. Allow item pickup. Yes, if you're doing like picking up stuff as you're running over it, so you know you can leave that if you decide later. All these you can, depending on what type of game mode in racing you're doing. Respawn time, 1 second. Full damage, off. Doesn't really matter, but you know, just in case someone goes over one of your jumps high up in the air and falls out of the car or something, you don't want them dying in the middle of the race. Okay. Gravity normal, you can change around with that as well. It's quite funny. Jump fatigue, leave on. Glider redeploy off. Player flight off. Player names and locations you want always show. This means you can see where other players are in the race, which is good. You know, it's nice to see who's close to you, maybe, or where they are. Maybe someone's, you know, right behind you, but you'll see that on the map. All this I leave to 0. This leave. Allow manual respawning. No, don't allow manual respawning because it could cause lots of problems. Okay. And then everything else we can leave. Okay, down to UI. Time and direction countdown, normal. I set this to 6 seconds, game winner display. This, all these others I set to 5. You can play around with it and decide what you want to do. Round score display time 5. You don't want them waiting too long to start the next round. HUD info type you want set to score. Show community value on HUD, no. You don't want that. You don't need that. Show resource feed, no. Scoreboard win condition, excuse me, should be score. Okay, and hopefully we'll get, I'll make a device for lap times, but just set this one to score as well. Okay. Right, map screen display, you want a scoreboard. You don't want set as overview map, scoreboard, so that if someone wants to see who's leading, they can quickly. Okay, show community scoreboard, no. Show island code on if you're publishing. Game end call out, you win, you lose. Victory sound default, you can change these. Right, custom victory call out. I use something like this. Well done, you must have used code OpsMan in the item shop. Okay, this is for for the actual game win, not the round win. Okay, round messages are going to be different, and we'll do that in the setting of the game itself with devices. And then for custom default call out, I've used better luck next time. Use code OpsMan in the item shop for more boost. Just a way, a little bit of humour, okay, and it's nice to put something in here as a customize instead of you win, you lose. Now, when you've done that, back up. Okay, always back up your map. Right. Okay, so what we need to do now is we need our spawn pads down, which is here. And we'll put that on 2. Okay, and we're also going to need triggers, which is down here. There we go, put that on 1, thank you very much. Okay, so what we need to do is spawn area, I think should be in the middle, okay, which makes sense for organization. So let's go 1, okay. Now, like I said before, I'm only going to do 4 in this. Let's go in. Okay. So, enabled during phase, leave this. Want 1. And then priority group primary. Users island start, yes. Visible during games, no. We don't want it visible during games. And enable, when player spawned, transmit on channel 1. Okay, so that's our first one done. Then we need trigger. So let's go trigger, and let's change this to grid snap 8. Okay, and put drops on. Okay, go into your trigger, activating team 1. Then we want trigger by player off. We want trigger by vehicles off, trigger by sequences off. Activate on game phase. Leave this as none. We want on the first trigger, we want a delay of 5 seconds. Okay. We want trigger sounds disabled because I think they're horrible. You don't have to, but I don't like the sounds or the visual effects. Visible in game, obviously no. You don't want them to see the switch. Trigger when receiving from channel 1, which is our spawn pad, and then when triggered, transmit on channel 2. Okay, so that's that one. Then we want to go back and copy, paste. All the settings for this one are exactly the same except for the channels and the time. Okay, so we'll go in here. We want 10 seconds, and then we want 3, 2. Okay, you'll understand why later. Okay, now one thing I'm going to say to you is I'm going to show you once, but I'm not going to keep doing it because I don't want to make the tutorial too long. Rename everything. Okay, so team 1, save. I'm not going to do it on every single time I do something. I'm just showing you as a tip. The reason I do this is because then it makes it easier. 1A, it makes it easier when you are debugging. Okay, so, and when you're looking, this one, 1B. Okay, when you're looking in your channel browser and everything, I'll show you now quickly. Okay, go to My Island, channel browser. Okay, look, player spawn pad team 1, trigger 1A. So you can see where they are. This is team 1, and it's the first trigger and the second trigger, and this is the second trigger. Okay, it's good. And then devices, barrier device. There you go. Okay, so you've got names, which is fantastic. So if you wanted to go to where you think the problem is, teleport, and it actually takes you right above. Okay, it's brilliant. Okay, but like I said, I'm not going to do that with everything because it will make it too long. So, last thing we need here, we do need device, and we need HUD message device. Okay, so let's go and put that right here. Okay, so that is 4. Turn it around so it's facing us. I think that's facing us. I don't know, I can't see. There we go. Okay, so okay, and in this HUD message device, okay, what we want here is to a message to display telling them that they have a certain amount of time to get back into their car. It will auto spawn them back into their car if they get out to flip the car. So it's just an extra touch, which is quite nice. So message, let me just copy and paste because it's easier for me. I'm too lazy. Okay, you have 10 seconds to flip your car. Okay, that's the message they're going to get. Message recipient, team 1. Time from round start, you want this set to off. Display time, 3 seconds is enough. Text style, you can play around with this. You know, you can do it blue, you do whatever you like. Okay, let's make it red. Okay, Message priority normal, play sound important, so it actually makes them look at the screen. Placement, bottom center, top center, center right. I mean, top center is quite nice. Visible during game, no. And show when receiving from. This will be channel 3. Okay. And you'll see why later. Obviously, we've used channel 3 here. Okay. I'm just going to do the same thing again here. HUD message team 1. Okay, done. Exit car. Okay, perfection. Right, so that's it. That is one team's done. That's what you need for every single team. So I'm quickly going to do is copy. Okay, so when we do this, of course I did that on drops. Okay, right, so go in here. This is team 2. Okay, and all you need to do is go up by 3. 1, 2, 3. Done. And then in here, this is team 2. And then channels again. You just need to do 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I think you'll see in the pattern here. In here, team 2. And then do 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then the last one is the HUD message device. Team 2. 1, 2, 3. Done. Okay. So now let's copy again. I did it again. Okay.
A few moments later.
There we go. So you can see 2, 5, 8, 11. They're all incremented by 3. Okay. Now don't forget, rename your devices as you're going along. I'm not going to bother because it just takes too long. So that is now ready for our team spawns. Right, the last part of this is, these are all obviously team dependent things. Now, depending on how many cars you want in your race is to how many times you copy and go up by 3. If you're going to have 16 cars or 16 vehicles, you need 48 channels to set this up, okay? And the cars and the barriers later. So make sure your first 48 are free, okay? Now, what we need to do is score manager, okay? So for each team needs a score manager. Let's go in here, and it's this one, okay? So first thing I do, this is entirely up to you, is I actually resize to the smallest possible. Whoop. Okay, need that set on everything. Okay, set it to the smallest and then turn it around. Right, okay, so this is the settings for the score manager for each team, okay? You will need this to increment every single time it goes through a checkpoint. So change these settings. Score value 1, activating team 1, infinite times can trigger. Then we want the next 2 settings. These can all stay. These are fine. And then we want activate when receiving from. So we need to go activate when receiving from. And this needs to be set to channel 100, which is going to be the signal you get from your checkpoints. Okay. and then on score output, which is at the bottom, channel 1 for team 1. Okay, so go back in just to show you the changed ones. So score value 1, team 1, channel 100, channel 1. So then we need just to copy. This is bugging me now. Okay, then go in here and change this to team 2 and then increment by 3. Same as before. Okay. So in the next part 2 video, I'm going to go through setting up your cars and other stuff, but I don't want to make these videos too long. You can watch them one after the other straight away if you like, or you can watch them at your leisure. So this will be part 1 finished, slightly longer than the others, I think. So on to the next video.
If you enjoy my channel, please drop a like and subscribe. It helps an awful lot. Thanks very much.